At 6 o'clock, so I will call the April meeting of the Historic Architectural Review Board to order. But just by way of background, this board is a recommending body to City Council. Each of the members that are here at, each of the board members that are here have a copy of the Secretary of the Interior standards, and those are the standards that are used in terms of reviewing each of the applications. From a process standpoint, we'd ask that the applicant come up to the table. We do not have comments tonight, do we, Suzanne? Okay, so we will introduce the project. We'd ask you to offer any additional explanation that you have about the project. From there, we would have board members ask questions, and then if there's any members of the public, which we don't see this evening, but any of the members of the public, we would ask for any comments from the public, and then from there, the board will entertain a motion. So first on the agenda this evening is 24 North Lime Street. The New School Montessori is the owner. H&H Group is the application, and it's an alteration, installation of new business signage on the building's lower front porch apron and on existing projecting bracket. Can you introduce yourself, please? And then if you have anything to offer about the application, you're welcome.
My name's Eric Hershey. I'm with the H&H Group, the signage company. That sums it up pretty much. We looked at a couple other locations on the building for potential signage, and this seemed to be the most, the projecting sign there was existing for the previous occupant. It's the building sign on the porch. That's a new location for a sign. They wanted something with some more visibility than just the hanging sign. And we had looked at the higher on the porch, on the railing, which with discussions seemed like that would be objected to. So we thought this, since there was a previous sign on the stairs further back, this would be a good compromise.
Okay, thank you. Are there any comments or questions from the board members that are here?
I do have I brought the material, so what the sign would be, if you would like to take a look.
Sure. So there won't be any visible fasteners or anything down on the sign that's mounted below the porch? Will that just be adhered?
Yeah, these caps cover the screws, so that's what you'll see. You won't see any fasteners.
Okay, so that's the corner, what we'll see is the corner. Okay.
Yeah, and you'll have 3 across the top, 3 across the bottom.
Okay.
So just these little buttons.
Same color as the field color of the sign.
Correct.
Okay. That was my only question. Does anyone else have any questions?
Make a motion.
Okay.
I recommend that City Council. Mr. Chairman, I recommend that City Council approve a certificate of appropriateness for the proposed alteration at 24 North Lime Street to install new business signage on the building's lower front porch apron and on the existing projecting bracket per the submitted designs. And this work, I believe, meets the Secretary of the Interior standards, number 10.
And I can second that.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on the motion? Okay. Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. 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 Opposed? Thank you. That's it?
Mr. Hershey, because the board is a recommending body only, it goes on to city council. It will go there before they can issue a building permit. It goes next Tuesday, April 9th. You do not have to attend that meeting, but I will send you the motion language. All righty?
That would be perfectly inconvenient to try to park and have a kid running in.
Exactly. Okay, so item number 2 on the agenda is 440 West Walnut Street. Patrick and Jacqueline Bentz, owners. 2 items, 2.1, new construction of a new gable dormer on the building's front roof to replace a previously removed feature. And item number 2.2, new construction of a new shed dormer addition on the building's rear roof. So can you introduce yourself, please, and offer any more detail that you'd like on the project before we start with questions?
Yeah, thank you for having me tonight. My wife Jackie's not here, she's home with the kids. But yeah, when we moved in, the front of our house was missing the dormer. Every other property on the side of the block has it. We were told that the previous resident who had lived there for, I think, 70 years or so had removed it at one point. So our intention was to always put it in. So we made plans to do that. Not to get into too much detail, but we just love our house so much, and we have 3 children. It's getting a little tight, and the upstairs is quite dark. And so our oldest daughter does not want to move up there. So we are trying to bring a little more light into the situation, literally and figuratively. So there's the front dormer. I've been told to say that it's going to be a custom milled architectural molding with wood to match our next, Janice Stork is our next door neighbor, to match her window, and all the others on the block for that matter. I actually have a picture if you want to see it. I don't know if you already have that. That's the rendering. I took an actual photo of the house. I don't know if you want to look at it. Oh, you... Okay. Yeah. So that is the impetus behind the project.
Is it shown on here what window you're proposing for the front dormer? What type of window that you're proposing?
An approved wood window with custom milled architectural molding and asphalt shingles to match the next door.
So will it be a custom window, or are you buying like a Marvin wood window, or do you know?
I don't know.
Look at this, are the proportions the same as your neighboring?
Yes, as far as I am.
This one, the others have about the width of the window and very little margin either side. This one looks like the margins to the sides are a little bit wider.
Okay, what, in the rendering?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I noticed that on the rendering too. So it's supposed to match exactly the next door window. That's why I brought the photo.
Okay. And your contractor understands that, and they're...
Yeah, they're actually the same contractor that did our house originally 5 years ago, and they did the house at the corner on our block, which I believe is 448. So they did that only 6 years ago. So they're familiar with the property, and they, I think they even refurbished the molding upstairs on that other house, which is just 4 doors up.
So Suzanne, the photo that you just had up, so all of the windows there are, the head of the windows are all flat, but the other image has a curve, has, I guess, a shallow arch at the head.
This is your neighbors. You see the top of the window curves a little, where your contractor replicate that.
Sure.
That itself.
Okay. Is that, because our next door neighbors, Janice's house does not have that curve on the window.
Yeah, that's what I'm confused by. So, but there, these, in this area, you got a series of doubles, right?
Yes.
Right. So your double, so what you blew up, Suzanne, is that the house on the left here of their property,
I
or?
think it's the next pair down.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right.
444 and 446.
If you want, I have 438 here to present, if you'd like to see it, because we're 440.
Can you zoom in on the 436, 438, 440 image that you have there? And see what's going on at the, like the one on the far left has storms, obviously. But the one immediate to the left, it looked like it was flat. And I don't know if all of those doubles were built at the same time.
They might have replaced the sedge.
So your thinking is that it originally
Is
probably,
that the anomaly?
okay.
It was a very sunny day, so I was having trouble with it. This is the ones I have to detail on their arch.
There are, okay.
Yeah, they're arched. They're the ones I have to detail. Now, the next one's down, looks the right is arched and the left is.
That one right on the end was the other house.
And where's your home in relation to that? Is your home to the right of the far right dormer there?
To the, if you're looking at it to the left,
To the left?
that's at the corner, the north corner.
Okay,
It's like another storm.
yeah.
Yeah, Patrick, do you mind just bringing the printout one?
No problem.
Thank you so much.
So that's 438, that's Janice Stork's house.
So, again, the composite might be sort of off.
Oh, no, not 438, sorry.
You're showing flat-headed.
442, sorry, that's 442.
Yeah, because there wouldn't be a storm on what you're gonna do, right? So it would be a new insulated wood window. So you
Correct.
can see. But all the molding and everything is all the same, so you would think the original window would have had that slight arch then, I guess. Yeah. It might be easier to take each of these items separately, is that okay? That we maybe have a discussion on 2.1 first and then put a motion together for that and then go to 2.2, just if, with the level of detail with a submission like this. So are you open to that slight arch?
Yes,
Okay, so you really want it to look like what it looked like originally, and if we stipulate that in terms of, in your recommendation that, all of the trim details in terms of the amount of, reveal that's on either side of the window unit, that the window unit itself, like all of that would match, and we would, identify whatever the address is for one of the shallow arched units, that you would be okay with that as the approach?
Absolutely, yeah.
That's great that you're putting back that feature.
Yeah.
And that you're willing,
Sometimes I'm walking on the other side of the street and it stands out.
and that you're willing to do it the way you're doing it, because that's, just, a great for the district and the city, so that's really great. Yeah.
Expect that when they're doing the work, they'll find somebody with a structure.
Okay.
They could help prescribe some of the dimensions.
Okay.
Do folks have any other questions on item 2.1? Is anyone feeling moved to make a motion?
To construct a new vehicle zone on the building department to replace the new feature currently submitted architectural plans, but to match the arch in, I don't know which numbers it is. The term, but and the split needs the Secretary of the Interior standard.
Okay, so we have a motion. Is there a second?
Just adding to the motion, because I don't know if it was in the original application, but just that Patrick stated that it would be a Marvin wood window, and we'd have the 2/2 painting. And then we also talked about the widths on the side also matching the neighboring properties.
All dimensions.
The all dimensions matching those numbers that Suzanne will reference.
So that's a second and some discussion. Okay. Okay, so that second was some discussion. So I think in terms of, my only, to add on to what Julie said, is maybe dimensions and detailing to match. Just, then that kind of covers it properly. Any other discussion on the motion? Okay. Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, and now, can you describe a little bit about the addition in the back?
Yeah, so the plan also is to add a dormer window on the back of the roof.
Will that be visible, Suzanne?
Looking down their alley, I said, you can see maybe this cheap wall, but otherwise not the full structure.
Right.
So it's how lenient you want to be, since you're only seeing a portion of it.
Okay,
So it's inset already.
right.
Again, just to open up the space a little bit and create more square footage in the room.
I don't see a plan of that. How far inset is that? Oh, I see the back elevation. I guess that's where you would see it. So it's pretty close then, isn't it? Yeah. Right.
See that there's where there's showing here.
Yes, yep, I saw.
How it's part of the word wall, right?
I don't know, to be honest. How far in the dormer is going to start? Is that the question?
Away from the brick, the end of the wall.
Yeah, it doesn't have it on the plans.
Should be inside, but they don't lose square footage
Yeah, so I know that, if you see the proposed third floor plan, the bathroom, we wanted to put a bathroom on the third floor, and I know that the roof is supposed to be coming down for the width of the bathroom. So the dormer window would start that far in. Sorry, I'm not really too versed on all these, the terminology and whatnot. So the bathroom appears to be, sorry, I should have brought my glasses. If you see the proposed third floor plan, so the window is the dormer. And so that is, well, the shower there is 5 feet, so I would, 6 feet in the brick from the edge.
Yeah, I think when I'm looking at the plans, it looks like all of the walls down below are aligning with the face. Those are beyond.
That side view, it looks like it's in second, kind of state. Straight view from that.
Although it is sitting in a little bit there, Suzanne, if you go down to the next one below. So the face of that is in a little bit from.
Yeah, that's what I thought
So I think, as long as that condition is met, it wouldn't hurt square footage. And, yeah.
too. Go all the way to your neighbor's wall, but
Right.
The idea is that you would still see the original eave line of the original roof line.
Yes.
On both sides.
Yes.
And that it'd be obvious that, that this was a dormer that was added.
Okay.
And you're using different material for these two additions than out front. So the idea is that it would not look as though it has always been there, that it's okay for something that's contemporary that's been added.
I see.
Differentiates itself
From the original.
from the original so that you can clearly see what the original was.
Yes.
Do others have a comment on that?
I didn't add their back extension beyond the second story, which is that
Okay, so really it's that rear, we're talking
down
about,
their alley, because you have a wide alley. That's where Baker's alley is, so I can see a little of the dormer.
Yeah, we were told the second floor addition on the back, which actually matches, again, our next door neighbor's back, is in part.
Do you know if you have the zoning office with you okay? Lot coverage?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I think that's in process.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
okay. Any other questions? Having lived in a row house down the street, this is going to make the house much more livable.
Yes. And that's our intention.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just love our house so much in the neighborhood, and 5 years. But when we moved in, we were a family of 4. Now we're a family of 5. Everybody's getting a bit bigger. So we want to stay for the long term, and this will make that possible.
Any other questions from the board? Anyone feeling moved on item 2.2? Be our dormer person tonight. Thank you, Mimi.
Approve a certificate of appropriateness for the proposed new construction at 440 West Longman Street. And this is item 2.2, to construct a new shade dormer addition on the building's rear roof. Per the submitted architectural plans.
You might have a stipulation that the dormer be inset from the original wall.
The dormer is inset from the original wall. So we can differentiate the old from the new. And this represents the Secretary of the Interior Standards Uniform.
All right, we have a motion. Is there a second? Motion and second. Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thanks for investing in Walnut Street.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Pence, as I told the previous applicant, they're a recommending body only. It has to go on to city council for a final vote.
Yes.
You get a building permit. That's next Tuesday, April 9th. You do not have to attend.
Okay.
You can attend if you wish to, but you don't have to. But what I'll do is tomorrow or the next day, I'll send you the motion language so you have the conditions to pass on to your carpenter or contractor.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. All right, administrative approvals. So we've got 225 Howard Avenue, in-kind replacement of 2/2 facade windows with wooden sashes. 119 North Mary, in-kind replacement of existing siding and vinyl slider windows on the rear addition, partially visible from through a front side porch from West Marion. Guess those are the only two. Is that okay? Any questions on those? Approval of the minutes from the December 5th HARB meeting. Were there any comments on those? Okay. Then those will stand as written. Other business, public participation. Who's not here tonight? Oh, no.
Real estate broker, not a realtor. They don't have to live in the hall, they don't even have to live in the city, they don't, that's a big, they have to be a broker, not a realtor. They hopefully have interest in reservation.
Right.
Help me with the difference between a broker and a,
It's a license,
Right.
level of education and license and training. So when you look up, because I've been looking at websites, a broker will advertise that. I think they can do your agreements, legal contracts. But realtors are, there's a lot of realtors. How the state law was written.
Well, we will miss Doug. He was a good contributor on this board and always appreciated his willingness to directly question.
Because he knew.
Yes, directly question different folks when they were trying to do things that were not right for the historic district, so. Okay, so Do we have to elect officers tonight with Kurt not being here?
With Kurt out, the main chair until the next time we meet, we have the election.
Right, I mean, I continue to be happy to serve, but I do not seek to serve in the chair. So if someone else feels like it, I'm happy to be the architect on the board and continue to chime in if someone else is interested in doing that. So that just for people,
And Doug was the vice chair,
so we needed a vice chair. Yeah. Right.
Or volunteer some.
Well, this was a good meeting. I don't think we need to send anyone to city council. Right? And maybe we'll adjourn. Sorry.